Hey everyone, welcome back to Women's Wednesday. I am super excited about our next guest. But before that, I want to say thank you to everyone who stopped and saw me at the CBI booth, introduced yourself, basically just BS with me about the Forerunner and endured my kids running around the expo acting like crazy people. So I appreciate you all. So I am excited about our guest tonight. I officially met her at Moore and she is phenomenal, and I'm super excited to sit down and actually get to talk to her some more without everyone else trying to talk to her. So please welcome Anna to the show. Hi, Anna.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good. Still recovering from that long weekend, but so much fun. So much fun. We're into Wednesday now, so I'm finally cresting over the fatigue and getting back into the swing of things here in Wichita. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, same thing. Monday, I don't know why I went to work. I should have just stayed home like a smart person. Didn't happen. I went and think I tried to fall asleep at my desk several times. Hopefully nobody noticed. So yeah. So already we've got Skip saying evening. Hi Skip. Glad that you're here tonight. He stopped at Moore he was there at Moore for a few days. Caught me doing some horrible takes with CBI trying to talk about the Prinsu rack. So yes, nice. He's got some epic footage that I'm gonna have to convince him to delete so he can't blackmail me with later.
Nice.
So for those who don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Anna Pinto. My family kind of runs and owns Go Treads called Pinto Inc. So this is my dad who actually invented the product back in 1975 is when he came up with the idea. First manufactured in 1991. And then just this past year, I got to come on full time to help with customer service and whatnot. So I've been able to dip my feet into the water a little bit more, go to some shows, meet some cool people. So yeah, that's kind of who we are and what we do.
I love it. Skip is threatening me and saying he's never going to delete that footage. Skip, what can I do to bribe you to delete that? Because that was horrible. So Skip says you guys have the best traction aids on the planet. I just got my first set of Go Treads at Moore. I cannot wait to break them in, but at the same time, I kind of hope I never have to.
Right.
So, but they are amazing. So go ahead and tell everybody what are Go Treads, because they are extremely unique traction boards.
Right. So what we like to say is it is the foldable traction tool for getting out of snow, sand, or mud. So it's really great whether you're going off-road or you're just going to work. You can just have them stowed away in your vehicle, whether under your seat or in the handy carrying case, and they're there when you need them. So you can keep them in your vehicle since you never know when you're going to need them or someone else might need them. I've actually found that I use them more for other people than myself. So it's just a really practical tool to have in your toolbox. Like I said, no matter what you're doing, whether you're just living everyday life or living a crazy adventure out in who knows where.
I love it. So Skip's saying that you guys need to come out with the lime green again. So you guys did that one, what was it, last year or the year before?
I don't remember when it first came out. We don't have any in stock right now, but we did just find out today. We spoke with our manufacturer and we're going to start running some more lime green. So I can't quite give a definite answer when those will be out. We're hoping sometime within the next month, fingers crossed. But yes, they are coming back by popular demand.
Perfect. Okay, so when you get those back, let me know so we can post it everywhere, and Skip can make sure that he can order a set. Jeff saying, and they come in black. Well, honey, I already have them in black. That's to go with the all black Forerunner. Right. Skip said he did stop at your booth and got to talk to you for a little bit, which is awesome. So what's so funny about the traction boards, my son this afternoon he has a game club on Wednesdays, and he always gets a ride home with a buddy because it ends right as I'm getting off of work. So his class, the mom of his friend was telling me this. I was telling her about traction boards because she's got a little Buick. We were talking about how we got hit with the ice storm not too long ago here in Tulsa. And she was telling me that when she's at a horrible driveway, it's super steep, little narrow driveway, and it pulls out onto a busy road. So she's going on and on about how she can't leave. And she's like, I'm thinking about getting a Forerunner, but I need one with a third row. I'm like, let me know when you're ready. I'll take you out. We'll go look at 4Runners. I will corrupt you. And she was telling me that her husband got stuck on their driveway trying to go up and just decided, I guess, to give up and put his truck in park instead of calling me to tell me that they need help getting the truck up when I live literally maybe a quarter mile. He left it there and walked into their yard. Apparently, a little while later, the neighbor came and knocked on the door, and the truck started sliding down the driveway and was in the middle of the main road.
Oh, no.
So I told her, I was like, you need to go get a set of these boards. They're going to be, lifesavers. You can keep them in the car. And so I literally pulled my set out with a little carry case and was showing them to her. She's like, send me the link. Brandy, if you are watching this right now, because you said you're going to, I'm sorry for telling your story, but it was epic and the perfect example as to why you should keep these in your vehicle.
Right. Well, I mean, I could definitely relate to that story because I have a 4-wheel drive Tacoma, which I love. She's also black, just like your 4Runner. And we got this crazy snow. It was in Missouri at the time. And I said, hey, it'd be so fun to just go out and play in the snow because I have 4-wheel drive. We'll be fine. Right. So apparently there's a thing, at least on my Tacoma, something with 4-wheel drive, it didn't want to engage. So I went from thinking I was going to have this fun 4-wheeling drive experience to I'm going to have a fun rear-wheel drive experience with no weight in the bed. And I was like, suddenly realized that this is not going to be a good situation. So then I'm like, that's okay. I'll just pull into this driveway, turn around, go back to the hotel. We'll be fine. Yeah. So definitely got stuck in somebody else's driveway in a 4-wheel drive pickup that didn't have an operating 4-wheel drive. So I definitely can relate to the driveway story. And it's like instances like that where you just like, you're never going to need them, right? You think you're not. And I did have some unfortunately only had one. We do recommend to buy pairs, and this is why. So I had one, right? And I'm like, well, I'll just see what I can do. And so I kept it like I'd go and then the other one would need one. And I was just in and out. So yeah. So always have two with you.
So hoping, times like this happens, if it happens, sure, calm. But I was cracking up laughing in the driveway, listening to her talk about this story, but I did send her the link. So you guys are probably going to get some random order here before long about needing a set of Go Treads.
Nice.
So your Tacoma looks amazing. That's different. So the photo that you was the first time I've really seen it. So
right.
Tell us a little bit more about it.
Okay. So it used to be red and I knew eventually I would go with a different color. Put it off. I knew, I started kind of getting more into this off-roading, overlanding world and this, like everything opened up. Like, I want to get this, I want to get that. And I was like, well, now I'm going to wait. Well, I think it was in 2020, November, a Bambi decided to expedite all of my plans. And so I'm driving down the interstate in Oklahoma and then she was just like there. Right. And so there goes the bumper. There goes some of my front end. So long story short, that's what started the process of finally working on the build. So for a while there, I had no front bumper. I had a white door, a silver front fender, and a mostly red Tacoma. And it was just the best thing ever. It was like Franken truck, right? And I was just laughing because I looked absolutely ridiculous driving around. But like inside, I knew that like this is okay because someday it's going to turn around and she's going to be beautiful. And so I just really enjoyed the whole process. And of course I had the photos of, okay, now she's one color finally. And now it has a bumper finally. And so it's just been a lot of fun to have an excuse to have to do all that stuff. So that's kind of, and it's just been kind of here'sy there'sy, slowly doing things with it. I haven't gotten into a lot of the mechanics of the front end and suspension and all the fun stuff yet, but I have done a lot of cosmetic things and she does look pretty good, I have to say.
I love it. Lee's on saying good evening, ladies, and AJ is saying hello. So glad you guys could join us as well.
Hello.
So I understand the whole need to wait. Like you have to have that excuse to spend the money.
Right.
I may or may not have driven around on the highways in Oklahoma, kind of hoping somebody would hit my rear end. Right. Not enough to like really damage anything, but enough to damage the bumper to warrant getting that rear swing out. But then I was like, I'm just going to bite the bullet. And swing out is amazing. CBI just knocked that bumper out of the park. And this afternoon, when my son's friends were over, they were climbing up and down on the ladder, sitting on top of the 4Runner. So that Princey ladder is fantastic. Apparently, it's a jungle gym for kids, which is great. I'm short too, so I'll be using it.
Nice.
So how often are you in Oklahoma?
Oh, goodness. Pretty much every week. I lived in Oklahoma for 2 years full time while I was working my previous job with Chick-fil-A. And then after I came on full time with the company here with Go Treads, I am not required to be in Kansas all the time. So I've been able to kind of work on the road, although I haven't been any cool places yet. So I've been kind of splitting my time between Oklahoma and Kansas right now. So I don't know. I'm probably there once a week at least. So yeah, it's been awesome. A lot of fun. It's been nice to have the freedom and more time in my truck, which I love. So
of course,
can't go wrong there.
My 4Runner is very much my happy place. I'll go out there and that's just like turn on some music, roll down the windows, and I'm good. Lee saying CBI Fab rocks. I agree 1,000%. And thank you so much, Lee, for the compliment on the 4Runner. I had a blast hanging out with those guys. And my daughter saying hi and thanks for her keychains. That I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even know we had until we came home.
Really?
And I was like, where did these come from? And she's like, those are mine. You can't have them.
That's awesome.
I was like, but where? She's like, I went and got them. She's like, Anna gave them to me. I was like, okay, whatever. As long as you just didn't like walk off with them. Right. So Phil's saying the neighborhood kids climb on his ladder too. He drives a Jeep. He's got a badass looking little Jeep though.
Yeah.
And he's saying hi.
Hi.
Man, I miss seeing Arnie and the rest of the family.
Oh.
Do you know who Richard is?
I do not. I am still kind of getting to know all the names of our raving fans. We've got a lot of them I've learned, which is awesome. I feel like although I've been in the Pinto family for so long, now I'm like in the Go Treads family. Man, I think that was the best part about the show was just those folks coming along and saying how the Go Treads have helped them or their friends have them. And of course, all of our service members and military, we love supporting y'all and seeing you. So I personally don't know Richard, but I'm sure my dad does. And so I'm really excited that he's part of our family too.
That's awesome. Richard, well, thank you so much for your service. And she'll definitely pass the word along to Arnie. Donald is saying that he's glad that his silver 4Runner, I am not saying the name, Donald, you can't make me, was in a different building, different part of Moore, because I apparently made it look incomplete. Phil, I'll bring the 4Runner down to Oklahoma City probably before too long, and I'll let you know when I'm headed that way. So where are your favorite places to camp? Because we all know there's not much in Oklahoma for trail rides, and there's Kansas is worse. I'm sorry.
It's
no
true.
offense. It's very flat. There's not much there.
Yeah. Well, I would say in my current state, it's just me and the dog when I'm traveling. So I feel a lot more comfortable visiting the state parks if I'm going to be camping overnight just for security reasons. And also I'm a little intimidated, honestly, by the overlanding. I think it's super awesome. I love being outdoors, but at least for me, sometimes I feel like, man, am I ready to do all these trails? And I see all these cool adventures. Was like, well, what if something happens? And so I've really just been kind of dipping my toes in the water, staying super civilized, if you will, when it comes to the camping and the venturing. I've been traveling with Chick-fil-A for years, all that's interstate. So I'm really comfortable traveling, but when it comes to more of that off grid and more of the trails, I'm a little tenuous. I'm not going to lie. So I'm definitely going to need to break past that fear barrier and get out there and have a little bit more fun off the pavement. But right now I've definitely been more of like, this looks relatively safe. There's lots of people around. I check in at a booth and they give me a ticket when I know where to go. And so I feel a little bit more secure in that, but I definitely need to get out and adventure more.
Okay. So Skip just took the words right out of my mouth that you need to come down and do a camp out with us. Yes. Maybe we can get, the girls that did the ladies class with me, Kara, Misty, Arla, some of my local girls here that like to get out. I know Jennifer at some point is probably going to pop on, and she's a lot of fun to go camping with too. And we can go hit some trails and we can camp. Cool. But Jeff and I also host, so we have a Facebook page called Wander Oklahoma that we try and host a weekly or not a weekly, a monthly event of either just meeting up and hanging out, getting to know more people, or, camping and hitting trails. And what's nice is we try and spread it out all over Oklahoma. So
Right.
maybe we can get something up closer to the Kansas border so you don't have to
Ooh.
drive quite as far.
Okay.
But definitely, see what we can do.
Okay. That sounds awesome. I think that's the other thing I love just about this whole world. It's such a network and a community and a family. And so I'm super excited to get more plugged into that extended family as well.
Right. So Richard's saying he got Arnie his national stock number for the military for GoTreds.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Well, that's amazing. So thank you for that. It's so funny because someone just reached out to us today in the email asking how he could order some for his unit. And so it's all thanks to Richard right there. We wouldn't even have an NSN number if it wasn't for him. So thank you for that. That's awesome.
That's exciting. So Alex is throwing Samantha Turner under the bus to apparently join us for our camping adventure.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, we'll go as a group. I always recommend, when you wheel, you never wheel alone. Always go with somebody else. So in case something crazy happens, and worst case scenarios, at least someone can get you unstuck. And then
right.
If you're nervous about camping alone, doing solo, I haven't even soloed. My issue is because, as you can tell, as you knew from more, I'm short. My tent was on top of the Forerunner. I couldn't unfold it. I could do nothing with it. It didn't matter how much I climbed around on the side. I wasn't getting that thing opened. So now that it's on the trailer, I'm getting it built up to where I can solo.
Very nice.
Joyce is saying, hi, Richard.
Okay,
so somebody knew who Richard was.
Oh yeah, and that's actually my mom. So that's Arnie's wife, my mother. So that's Joyce. So again, I'm a little too new to the family business, but they know the customers really well.
That's right. So what I find fun about this interview with you is this is the first time you've done a interview live or anything like that. Yeah. So I appreciate you getting, testing the waters with me, and I hope you're having fun. But
I am.
I absolutely love the fact that, this is the first time for you and you're on the show.
Thanks.
So when you're so you say you primarily do the national parks and state parks. What's been your favorite one so far?
Oh, I really like Texas. Texas has a lot to offer. It's really big, and you get a little bit of whatever you need as long as you're willing to travel really, really far, because Texas is also like, you can travel for days and still be in Texas is what I've learned. So I was able to kind of piggyback some of my trips for some trainings that I went to that were in Texas. I was able to extend them a little bit and do some exploring around there. So at Palo Duro Canyon is over on the west side in the Amarillo area. So just really cool being from Kansas, getting to see any type of rocks, trees, nature. Nothing against Kansas. I love Kansas. You can see for miles. Sunsets, sunrises are so beautiful. But it's really great to go out and see just, miniature canyons. I've never actually seen the big one, Grand Canyon. Never been there yet. So just getting some taste of things, other than what I've grown up with is lots of fun. So just really enjoy just all of the nature. It's just great.
I love it. So you mentioned Palo Duro. I hate Palo Duro. You cannot convince me. Because we went in July last year. Nobody warned me. Yeah, see? Right there. That right there is the problem. So like my weather app was telling me what the temperature was at the top of the canyon, not at the bottom of the canyon. So I was like, okay, it's saying it's going to be 90s, low 90s. That's warm, but it's not going to be too bad. We'll be fine. No, it was 101, 102 down in the canyon. Yeah. I was like, what the hell? This is not going to work. There are people being, carried out of trails because of heat stroke. Oh, no. Thankfully we found a snow cone shack to like cool the kids down, because we were just driving around in the Forerunner on the bottom of the canyon with the AC on full blast, because you couldn't stand to be in your tent or anywhere near your campsite until the sun went down. Horrible. And then let's not forget the tarantulas. Okay.
Oh no.
Holy hell. There was a big one by my tire, and my husband Jeff's like, you're not going to sleep tonight. I was like, why? And he goes, just don't look over there. And about that time, I'm thinking it's a snake. Okay, which would have been like really bad, but it was a giant hairy spider.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah.
No, not a good. I don't like Palo Duro. I'm good.
Yeah. Great place to see in the winter or the fall.
Right? Okay. So Rick is saying the natural state overland stickers will keep you safe. I don't know if you know what this man did to me, but CBI asked to do a walkabout of my 4Runner, going over some of the details,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking full walkabout, like what my headlights are, what pods I'm running, everything. We go to the side and we're talking about the rock sliders, and Nate asked about my dash mount. Well, I look in and there's a natural state overland sticker stuck to my ram mount. So there is actual footage of me going, there's a sticker just stuck on my dash. Oh my God, I'm going to get Rick. And it's just the whole, like, this whole thing had the sticker on the dashboard. It was great. So yes,
Awesome.
you got to watch Rick and his stickers, but Rick, beware, payback is coming. Just saying, it's gonna happen. Corey's saying Wisconsin is fun too. Lived here all my life and still finding areas she's never seen. Thanks to Cindy, she's able to learn from more experienced female overlanders back in. So Cindy offers this weekend class that's geared towards women. This thing looks amazing. I've just got to figure out how I'm going to get to Wisconsin and get off work long enough to be able to do this. So I'm pretty excited. We'll have to look into that one some more.
Yeah.
Mike is saying, yo, glad he joined. Let the shenanigans begin if Mike and Lee are on here. Steven's saying Minnesota's a great place to camp too.
Oh, I bet.
Minnesota sounds like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mike, there was a walkabout around the 4Runner. Lee was nice enough to video it, so he's got the footage that nobody else can see but CBI when they're done editing. No, it was bad. Yes, Mike, I'm OCD. It's okay. See, shenanigans. So what are the different options of Go Treads?
Different options. We have 2 different links. You have the standard version or the XL. So we originally came out with the standard version when we were marketing more toward the everyday consumer. You're thinking, 4-door sedan, you're trying to get just like out and about of like your driveway, for instance. And then when we started marketing to the military, they needed something longer because they've got much larger tires. So we came up with the 4-panel edition, which is now known as the XL. So other than that, dimensions are the same, made of the same material. But now we have the XL, which we're offering also to the overland off-road community. Anyone really with larger tires, or maybe you're going to go a little bit more remote, and just having that extra 12-inch panel for traction just helps you get farther out of whatever you're stuck in. So we have the 2 different options on that. They're really great. I actually only have the standard version in my Tacoma. I have what I've been told are baby tires. They're only like a 31-inch. So that's on the list. But yeah, they work great for mine. I love it because they're a little bit smaller. They take up a little bit less space, but still get the job done. So that's what we've got.
Love it. So I'm not going to lie. I was apprehensive about getting a set for a long time. The fact that it's a traction board with hinges and you can fold it, and what's the biggest fear that you've heard from somebody about the fact that these boards have the hinges on it?
Right. A lot of folks feel that, well, what about the hinge? Is that where it's going to break? Is that the weak point? And quite honestly, what's great about the design of that is the hinge actually takes away some of the pressure that the panels are going to see. So it just allows it to mold to it. And so instead of that just being rigid and where you're going to hit those different stress points, the hinge will actually allow it kind of joins in the process of that flexing. So not only is the plastic flexible, but with the hinge, as it's going along the terrain, it'll just kind of go with it. As far as hinge breakage, I don't know that we've ever truly seen a hinge break. What we will see sometimes, and again, this is part of the design, is the hinge might pull apart. But that would happen if something is going on with your terrain. Let's say you're in sand and there's a rock that gets wedged underneath there, and now it's just stuck, right? It's not moving, but your vehicle's trying to pull it. And so what'll happen is if you don't realize that you've gotten stuck on something like a rock, you'll continue to give it gas. And so the design of it is now it's going to break away from itself so that, hey, something's not working, something's not right, as opposed to if that hinge wasn't there and you just kept giving it more and more and more gas, something worse is going to happen, whether that board's going to slide out and potentially damage yourself or the vehicle or something like that. So it's actually part of the design that it would break away. I think what took me the longest to learn about using the Go Treads is kind of the finesse of slow, easy climbing out, because that tendency is like you start to feel like it's gripping. You're like, I want to give it more gas. And so the hinge will work with you on that. So as long as you're going slow, you're aware of what's going, helps to have someone with you if they can kind of spot and see what's going on. But as far as breakage, the hinge is super, I would say solid, but I guess, I don't know if solid's the right word. Strong? Let's go with strong.
Let's go with durable.
Durable. That's great. I love that. Right? And what's great about when we talk about breakages, so let's say a hinge does break, because, things can happen, hinges can break. That would definitely be covered in our lifetime warranty. So when we talk about panels breaking or a hinge breaking, a lot of that is what we consider a manufacturing defect. Now, again, the breakaway, some of that's within the design. Hinges can be case by case, but again, if you see that panel breaking, that's not part of the design. It's definitely supposed to withstand that. So we actually offer a lifetime warranty, and we'll send out parts to you so you can repair it yourself, which is what's great about the hinges, again, as opposed to that rigid traction board. That's my dog barking. He sees somebody. So, there he goes. That's my dog. His name is Arrow, because Go Treads with the arrow. So anyway, what's great about the hinges is it allows the device, the tool, to be completely modular. So you can swap out different panels. Let's say a panel does break, a hinge does break away. Instead of having to replace the whole tool, you can replace just that piece of it that's broken. So that's super cool about the feature as well.
Okay, that is really neat. So I saw, and I'm throwing Mike under the bus, Mike used his as a leveling device. When we went camping, we were camping on, we call it the little island here. And it was really neat to see somebody use that as a different technique to level versus using rocks or something like that. It gives you that more sturdy base, which was amazing. That was like my final selling point on it. So thanks, Mike, for that, getting me addicted to these now. But it is a neat concept that you can adjust it however you want with the hinges layered on top of each other.
Right. Yeah, and that was something that was not part of the original design. It was somebody in the off-road overland community that actually kind of discovered it. And then we weren't sure at first, like, that's not really how they were designed. But then as more and more people were practicing with it and seeing a lot of success, we're like, hey, this is really awesome. So it kind of became one of those happy accidents. And now, we just think it's great. And again, with the XL, you can go from 1 inch to 4 inches to 5 inches. It gives you a lot of options, especially if like one side needs 2 inches, the other side needs 3 inches. So that's definitely been a cool thing that we've kind of found along the way, another way for it to be useful. So it's awesome.
Fantastic. So Arla's on, she's saying, hey. Hi, Arla. So Mike's spouting off colors. Because we know that the lime green is going to be coming back.
Right.
I know from the show that you had orange and black. What other colors are you guys looking at doing?
Red's going to come back as well. We had red for a short while last year, maybe the year before, maybe both years, but we really want to do red. We've had a lot of first responders that are interested in the product, especially for outfitting their rigs and whatnot. So red's coming back as well, hopefully the same time as the high vis. So we're going to have what we call our first responder red. So just another highly visible color, but can be, unique for I love red too, even though my truck's black now, but I love red as well. So it helps. It's another one of the more visible colors. We love black for its durability and its hideability when it comes to showing its age, but it's also kind of hard to find in sand and mud. So red is going to be another one of the fun colors coming our way here in the next month or so.
That's exciting. So my husband's saying you need a tan option, which is hilarious because AJ just spouted off saying we need a desert tan.
Oh, yeah? Too. Okay.
So we're going to apparently need to just work on a tan. My husband's got that desert tan color Tacoma. So he's wanting to get a set at some point for his. Sweet. Apparently he wants tan. So that's where we're going to have to go.
Okay.
Arla's asking about gray.
Ooh, I don't know if I've ever heard of gray as an option. I like it though. I like kind of the earthy tones too. I can definitely see how you would like something to match, but then you also want something bright. And so I don't know, there's both. There's advantages to both, right? And so I don't know. I think there should be one of every color. I just love the colors. Or my idea is like what if one unit could have different colors within it, right? Like a build your own go treads. Like you could just pick a panel and just So I'm all about the colors. So any colors you guys want to suggest, I'll put a plug in for you.
I'm sitting here picturing orange, red, black, teal. I mean, just it's gonna be quite entertaining.
I mean, you know.
So okay, you need pen and paper. You're gonna need your red. You're gonna need your green, your tan, now turquoise. And Maria's saying purple. Arla's going as far as tie-dye.
Oh. I'll have to figure out how that one can be done. I'm sure, you know, there's a will, there's a way, right? We'll figure it out.
Right. It's got to be possible. So like I went with the black to make it match because nothing on my vehicle has color but black. I think I have a problem just a little bit. I went a little too overboard with blocking her out, but it's all right. It's fun. We'll see what happens when the first time I have to use those and I can't find it. I might be calling you going, I need a different color. I lost one. We'll see. AJ saying black truck with desert tan options. Desert tan accessories. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. This is why he's needing the tan. Crystal saying camo.
Ooh.
Camo would be fun for our military personnel. Of course, they might see enough of it every day in their uniforms. They may not want it on the go tread. So, Richard, I'm sorry. Just try to help you out. May not have gone the right direction for that one. Amy's saying pink. So, pink, apparently we're going to have to go back through this and make a list of all the color suggestions. We will. Your guys' booth is going to explode next year for more with all the colors.
I love it. I'd love to see that. I think it's awesome.
Your dad may not. He might be like, you're done talking to them.
Yeah. No, we lovingly call my dad the Henry Ford of go treads.
Okay.
Although he thinks orange is the color and that should be the only color. So we're working on him though.
Well, see, so I'm an Oklahoma State fan, so I love the fact that you've got orange and black. I don't really think you need anything else, but I'm looking at it from a different perspective.
Right.
So do you have any future products on the horizon?
I mean, we're always looking to innovate. A lot of the innovations we've made thus far have been a lot on just the customer's feedback, to be honest. You know, when we first had the first starter panel, it used to be rigid. And then we're seeing some breakages with that. We're like, hey, maybe that should be hinged as well. And then my brother's the creative genius of the family. He's also heavily involved in the company. So his mind's always working on ideas and I don't even know half the stuff. I don't understand half the stuff he talks about, to be honest. That's why he's in the creative side. So we're always looking at things and there's been some crazy ideas and there's been some good ideas, you know how ideas go. And so there's lots of things in the works, so to speak, whether they're only in the 3D world right now or, you know, digital. They're definitely always looking for suggestions, for feedback, you know, just for ways to make the product more useful and more marketable and more modular. We're definitely loving what the modularity has done, just the options it gives, whether you want a rainbow go tread or a 10 length panel go tread, just lots of options with that. So we're looking to kind of play with that so that folks who already have go treads are like, well, that's all you sell. So I guess I'm good to go for, you know, till I wear it out. It's like, well, what else could we do to make this even more practical, even more useful, no matter what your situation is?
Mm-hmm. So my daughter is apparently spouting off red, white, and blue colored go treads. I love that she wants to go red, white, and blue, but that's also her school colors. So I'm not sure if it's for the flag or if it's for the school, supporting the school colors or where she's going with that. But so my husband's wanting to know, what events do you guys plan to attend for those who may want to actually see the products on hand?
Right. Well, this year we're kind of limited, you know, as small family business. So we try to be a little bit selective on our events this year. So I know this year for sure we're hitting all the Overland shows. So Overland East, Overland West, Overland Mountain West, and Overland Pacific Northwest. Don't quote me on that, but the one in Bend, Oregon. We're going to go to that one. We'll be at the Big Iron up in Kansas. We're not going to miss that one. We love that one. And then Rendezvous in the Ozarks. We always hit that one every year too. So those are the ones that we have for sure. We're always looking for suggestions. So if y'all know of an event coming up and you think that, hey, this would be a great place for your product to be, always welcome to have the suggestions. We may not hit it this year, but if there's going to be one next year, we're definitely going to be adding more shows to the docket next year. So,
okay, perfect. Philip, we need to talk about this. He's saying, "Hey, Jeff, field trip. I'm not sure where we're going. My husband's now asking if it's to all the events. Oh, good Lord. Apparently, we're just gonna have we're just gonna call them roadies behind you.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
I'm in.
Amy's saying, woohoo! So Skip said, is there an expand pack to make the consumer treads longer?
Yes. On the website, if you go to products, you can hit a tab that says all products. So they'll show you all the products that we have, including the parts. So what would extend a standard version would be what we call our extension kit. So that's going to be a panel and a hinge. And then you could literally make it as long as you wanted to. You can buy, 4 or 5. So that's what's really great about, again, the modularity of that. You can add additional panels. On the website, we also have what we call our Quick Connect. So that is a hinge with a special pin that allows you to attach panels temporarily without any tools required. So that's another great feature to have if you've got multiple sets or you're on a trip. A lot of people have sets and you've gotten yourself into some kind of crazy situation and you need a really, really long go tread. That's a really great resource to have as well for temporarily combining even whole units together. So lots of cool things to check out on the product side of the website. Again, you just have to go to the all products tab. That'll show you all the wonderful things that are on there and hopefully the things that we're going to be adding to the Go Treads line in the future as well.
That's exciting. So apparently Phillips decided we're not going to follow you around. We're just going to your guys' shop in Kansas.
Okay. Yeah. Wichita, Kansas. Come on. It's not that far. Make it a day trip. There's some places to camp around here.
You said some and sounded very hesitant when you said that too. Like you really had to think of a possible option of where to camp.
Maybe.
Just go find a lake and camp out by the lake and just call it good.
Right. There you go. Well, there is a Lake El Dorado here, and it is El Dorado here in Kansas, not El Dorado, contrary to popular belief. So El Dorado, that's not too far. That's a state park. You know how I know the state parks? That's pretty much all. Oh, the Flint Hills, I do have to say. A lot of cool exploring can happen in the Flint Hills. That's kind of like the terrain of Kansas over on the west side there. That's not the west side, east side. Although the west side's pretty too, if you like cows. But yeah, lots of cool stuff there.
You sound very much like me. I literally have to do the compass. This is north, south, right? East, west to give somebody directions because I grew up in Virginia. So directions were taught. You go to, the McDonald's and you take a right. It's not north, south. So I literally have to think about the compass. It's quite comical. So Corey is asking, did I see you at Moore? Corey, are you talking to me or Anna? Because we were both there. And I hope you came by and talked to both of us. Phil says, I see they fold. Can they be stored in a stacked configuration?
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually how I have mine stored. I have one under my front seat and then one behind my back seat. There's this little compartment because Toyota loves their little compartments. And they're perfect. They just fit right in there. It's pretty great. So yeah, definitely can store them in a stack configuration.
I like the little that you had to demonstrate there.
I had to think. It was wait, no, it's more like this. Because anyway, yeah.
Corey saying Anna. Corey, do you remember seeing Anna and the sea of people faces?
I was there a lot, so I was there the whole time. So if you came to the booth, I should have been there. Unless I was running to the bathroom. I did have to go to the bathroom a couple times. So
no, you were not allowed to go to the bathroom. There's none of that during Moore. Right? You stay where you're at.
Well, we definitely didn't eat, so there was that.
I didn't eat either. I mean,
there's no time.
No, I think at one point I did eat a small bag of Cheetos that I stole from my kids.
Oh, okay.
But that was probably the most I ate during the day. There was no eating. Because every time you go to put something in your mouth, someone talks to you.
Right.
But it was epic. I mean, it was fantastic.
Awesome. So
I love it. And I cannot wait for next year. See, Corey saying no bathroom breaks anymore. That's right. There's no bathroom breaks. I did get lectured by a friend of mine. I went out and saw him in the outdoor area. And he's like, hey, I don't see any water in your hands. How much water have you had? I was like, I don't know, not enough.
Right.
So he like literally lectured me about, you have to make sure you're going to the bathroom. And if you're not going, you're not hydrated. So then he tried to chase me down with a bottle of water. It was great. I was like, okay, I'm being mommed out here. It's fantastic. The shenanigans. So I heard Mike and Lee came up and approached you, made you talk to them live.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I was good. I think I was just, what was great about that context is that was kind of the mode that I was in there anyway. So it was just the mode, but with like a microphone and a camera. So it was just the same mode, just with some new apparatus involved. And so it wasn't too bad.
And I
don't really know.
And you couldn't see yourself while you were doing it.
That's true. That is a big thing. That's a real thing. You just pretend. Yes. It's like, oh yeah, look at
that. No, I get it. I don't like being on camera, and then somehow Mike and Lee talked me into doing this every week. So, yeah. I really question my sanity sometimes.
Yeah. Goes with the territory. That's just part of the fun, right?
I mean, it's really bad. So does your dog always? So Arrow, you said your dog's name is Arrow.
Yes.
Does your dog always go with you when you travel?
As much as possible. He loves to go with me. I love having him along. It definitely can be a little tricky with, if I'm having to stay somewhere more civilized, then I have to go for like an Airbnb that allows dogs. So that's what I'm excited about getting more into the camping is there are less restrictions with that because, we're just out there and living out in the nature together and don't have to worry about all the civilization pieces of dog travel. But he loves to travel, which is really awesome. He just sticks his head out the window. And then now I have like permanent slobber marks down my vinyl wrap, but that's all part of the fun too, right?
I don't know. I don't take my dogs very often because
don't?
Well, since we put the raccoons in the back and horses, they don't fit. So unless we're taking my husband's truck, taking the Tacoma to go camping, the dogs can't come. There's no place for them.
Oh.
I know. It's very sad, but they love my dog sitter.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, they love him. He's like 16 and plays ball with the lab until the lab's ready to pass out.
Oh.
And yeah, so I don't feel too bad because they're living it up while he's here.
Right.
So do you run a rooftop tent on your Tacoma?
Not yet. That's probably next on the list. So I'm really debating on, do I want to put the tent on the bed rack because I have a bed rack or go with the rooftop rack and then, put something up there. So I've gone back and forth a lot on what I want to do. So for now, it's just been the whole keep the gear in the truck, pitch a tent the old fashioned way or hang a hammock. That's hard to say. Hang a hammock. So yeah, I don't really know what I want to do yet on that. Because there's so many options. And then I go to shows like more and I'm like, more options. Goody. Right. Now I'm even more confused.
Well, and I'm sure everyone else here that's watching will give you some more advice on, some options for you.
Perfect.
Because, I can tell you to do a rooftop tent, and they even have the neat little things you could put on the ladder to your dog so Arrow could go up there.
See, that was my struggle, to be honest. I was like, he's like 60 pounds on a good day. And I'm kind of strong, but I'm like, that doesn't sound fun more than anything else. Like just because you can do something doesn't mean you want to do that or the dog wants you to do that. So that's good to know. Because I was like, do I get a hoist and just like, I don't
know. So Amy's saying, tell your dog she says hi.
Aww.
Amy has a legit farm in Arkansas, and I keep threatening I'm going to come out there and play with the baby goats. I have yet to do it, but I want to go play with the baby goat. I cannot guarantee that one may not come back with me. My husband may disagree, but just saying. But no, legitimately, I've seen, I don't know what they're called, but there's like a cover. If you extend your ladder out to where it's more of a ramp, you can put a cover over the ladder ring so that way the dog can just walk up there and then walk back down.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. I like it.
See, more options. That's exactly what you need.
Yeah. But that's a good one because I need that end of story. You know what I mean? So that's just a matter of like the ladder, or is it an attachment? Is it the ladder itself? That would be my next question. Does the ladder itself just do that? Okay, so these are things I'm going to need to research now.
I'll see what I can do for you.
It. Okay, that's awesome.
Jeff's saying Desert Armor. I don't know what desert is. That what I'm trying to talk about, Jeff, with the little ladder thing? Oh, yep. He just says makes the dog ramp. Yes. Okay.
Nice. Okay,
See?
perfect. See?
There you go. Desert.
That's why we need our community.
I knew somebody would know what I was talking about, and I'm not just spouting off random crap, which I've been known to do too. Amy's laughing at me probably because I threatened to steal a goat. Okay, so I never asked when it comes to the Go Treads, where did your dad come up with the idea for this?
Oh, shoot. It's just part of the creative genius that runs in the Pinto genes, I guess. I think originally it was birthed from frustration. He lived in Illinois, so they get some snow up there in the winter. And his driveway was off a main road. And so he would go out, shovel by hand, get the driveway all nice. And then the highway would come with their snowplow and then put this big old mound right in front of the driveway. And so that's where he would continually get stuck, is just trying to get out, and, a little bit of, ramp on there and a little bit of ridge of snow and you're done for, especially in a, front wheel drive vehicle. And so that's where he's like, I just need something small that can go under the tire, just get me up and over that safely, because again, you're going in oncoming traffic. You can't just shoot out there. Well, you could, but that could be dangerous. So that's kind of where the idea, that the need, if you will, you recognize there's a need for this. What could I make to help meet that need? And so from there, he's just his engineering mind, some drawings, some math, whatever all that takes to do that. And he came up with it. And so, yeah, that's the really short version, because that's the only version I know. So,
that's awesome.
There were some drawings involved. I don't know.
I can't say I wouldn't be really pissed off too if the road crews just dumped a mountain of snow off in front of my freshly cleaned driveway. I'd be mad too. So Jeff says, can you really use as a dog ramp? Jeff, are we talking about using the Go Treads as a dog ramp of the ladder? Because now that could be interesting.
That could be a thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to test it, because if you did it with the grooves going this way, then it's like a...
Yeah, see? Then you don't even have to go to Desert Armor to buy the dog ramp.
Yeah,
you have
because
a built-in one.
Just link the first panel over. I'll have to try. That might be something to think about. Oh, we could get him little rubber booties so he'd stick better as he's going up the ramp.
Is he gonna do the weird little dog walk with the
Absolutely, because that's gonna make it all the more worth it.
I don't know where this conversation went, but this is quite entertaining.
Hey, we're coming up with that. This is called Creation Tank.
That's right.
It doesn't have to be a great idea. It's just to be an idea that leads to a better idea.
That's awesome. Amy's saying that she has a baby goose. I saw the picture of the baby goose.
Yeah.
I think she was having coffee with it or something. I'm a little jealous because it was all yellow and fluffy and cute. But yeah, so see, there's your guys' next product. Dog ramps.
Dog ramps.
Dog ramps. Like it. Apparently, there's only one company that does the dog ramps for the rooftop tents. That's a whole new market for you. Lots of people camp with their dogs.
It's true.
Yeah.
I like it. This is good.
Okay.
We're going to be creating. I'm contributing to the family creation and the creativity, finally.
We're going to have to go into more detail about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But see, now we've got a new product that we can start working on, is dog ramps. Go Tread dog ramps that collapse, make it super easy, and you just fit it over your ladder.
Boom.
Yep. Your mom who's watching this is probably going, oh my God, no. Yeah, sorry. See, but even Arlo's agreeing. The dog ramp. Yeah, we just started a thing. It's going to have to happen.
I like
it. This just got really weird. So what would be, so since you are a beginner, you're just starting out, what would be your advice to other beginners?
Man, I'd say it's the advice I should take. Just start small. Do the next right thing. Take the next small step. Because I know for me personally, I overthink it. I think I see these people with their grand adventures, and I think to start adventuring, I need to do a grand adventure. When really all adventuring is taking that first step into this exploration realm. Like here's your circle, here's your comfort, this is what you know. Any step outside of that circle can become an adventure because you're stretching, you're expanding your experience, you're expanding your knowledge, you're expanding your courage, if you will. And so I think it's really just about find one small thing you can do to take that next step. And like for me, let's talk about where my starting point. Figure out where your starting point is and find the next step up from that. So my starting point is I'm comfortable camping at state parks with my dog, and it's just me. So since I'm comfortable doing that, what could it look like if I went camping with maybe a group of people and we do something in addition to just camping? Maybe that's at a state park because that's a comfort level, or maybe it's not. And really just having fun with it. I think that's probably the biggest life lesson I've learned in the last couple of years is to hold curiosity and not be so hung up on the what if this and what if that and this like black or white terrible thinking, and just like, but what could happen and what could that look like? And that ultimately there's no right or wrong with that. It's just about learning, growing, having fun, experimenting, having really great ideas, and having not great ideas, but just doing it for the fun of it and seeing where you land, and just not being afraid to take that step outside the little bubble. Like the bubble's awesome. It's safe. It's comfortable. We need that. But sometimes you just need to find what your next step adventure looks like, no matter what that is.
Right. Expand your bubble. Make it to where you're comfortable somewhere else. No, I love it. I think it's great. And we're just going to make you expand your bubble by making you go camping with me at some point.
That's right.
So Arla's still saying that we need the dog ramp. Go Treads. Skip has come up with a name. It's going to be Go Paws.
I love it. Yes.
This legit. Okay, I'm gonna expect to hear some more about the Go Paws ladder things here soon. This is just gonna be great. Marie's saying she's gonna see it becoming a slide. I mean, I won't be upset if I get to slide out of my tent on the ladder versus having to climb down it.
That's true. It'll be faster.
It makes it more entertaining. My kids would love it too.
Also true.
Amy's saying or asking, are you going to come out and do the Sunflower Trail?
This is that moment where I'm like, I can't remember what exactly was that one again. I don't know what that is. Better question. So when was that? When is that again?
I don't know. I'm trying to look it up right now, but it is coming up. And it looks like fun. And I believe it's in Arkansas.
Oh,
yeah. So it wouldn't be that far of a drive for you.
No.
I know a friend of mine, she messaged me like the day she thought about it, and she's like, going. I have no idea what you're talking about. She's like, no, we're going to this. I'm going to ride with you because she doesn't have her own vehicle yet. Oh, Amy says it's June 25th. Thank you, Amy.
Ooh, okay.
Cool. But like she doesn't have her rig started yet. So she's like, I'm just going to ride with you and we're going to go. So I was like, can I find out what we're talking about first? Maybe, please.
Right.
So yes, it looks like fun. But yes, so it's June 25th, the Sunflower Trail Ride. I'm trying to look at more of the event. So it's at Kansas Rocks. It's there in Kansas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just discovered them at the show because again, just such a great show. I was like, wait, Kansas Rocks. I live in Kansas. How do I not know about this? So that makes sense. Cause just a Sunflower Trail is like, well, it must be Kansas because that's our state flower. So yeah. Okay. No excuses then. I really can't not go to that.
Yeah.
That's
you
right there.
You are committed. Go ahead and put it on your calendar now. I will send you the invite on Facebook. Cool. And we're all going to meet up at Kansas Rocks. I got to meet them. I plan on having her on the show here at some point to talk about, how Kansas Rocks got started. Tell me some more about it because I didn't even know you guys had an ORV park up there.
I didn't either.
I just feel awesome. So bad now.
I love that. Right? It's fine.
Okay. See, but it's worse for you because you live in Kansas.
Oh, absolutely. There's no excuse. I can own that.
Amy's committing us to going.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Technically, what? What were you trying to say that you don't?
Well, it's like, Kansas? But I have lived in Oklahoma for 2 years. But I was like, yeah, but the park's been around for like more than that. So We're
Yeah,
still circling back to I should have known.
the park's been around apparently for a
For a
while.
long time, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to go check it out. I'm excited to
Yeah.
have her on the show, and so I can find out more about it, for
Right.
one. I'm always looking for something new and exciting to try, so
Right?
it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Cool. It's kind of funny that I said that too, because I don't know how much feedback we got about like, wait, Gochos have been around for 30 years. How come I've never heard about them? It is crazy how, something literally in your backyard or literally on a website somewhere, if you don't hear about it, and then you do, and it's like this whole new world opens up. So it's possible to not hear about something really
Right.
close to where you live.
Well, I mean, I can agree with that one. I didn't know anything about overlanding until, 2020. So I just knew when I bought my 4Runner in 2019, I wanted to see what the 4-wheel drive can do, since it was my first 4-wheel drive vehicle. And yeah, it's an addictive habit. It's so much fun though.
Right.
It's super rewarding.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
This has been a great show. I haven't giggled that much in a while. Maybe just because I've been tired from more.
We're so fatigued. We need more water.
We need more water. I need less projects to do on the 4Runner very quickly. Literally, my poor 4Runner went through a major makeover within like 3 weeks before more. So
really,
yeah, it was bad. Those gull wings, the little doors that opened up on the windows, those went on, and then like a week and a half later, the rear bumper went on, just in time for more. The bumper went on a Saturday. We left the following Thursday to go out there. Woo. And then Friday, while we were there, the ladder went on. So yes, Amazon and UPS and S's probably didn't really care for me at all with all the deliveries.
Those are big boxes.
Big boxes.
Big boxes.
Alex, it was so much fun meeting you at Moore, and I'm glad that you're enjoying our shenanigans on the show and the giggle fest that's been happening. So, Anna, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. I've had a blast.
Thank you.
Tell everybody where they can go find out more information about Go Treads, and possibly follow you and the adventures that we're going to make you do on social media.
Sounds awesome. So you can order directly from our website. We also have a bunch of interesting facts on there, extra parts, our story, all the good things. So www.gotreads.com. So GOTREADS.com. And then you can follow us on Instagram. I guess I need to come up with an adventuring handle or something. So suggestions for that, welcome those, because that will also hold me accountable to start doing stuff, because it's just me, boring old me, Anna Pinto. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, but I don't have so cool stories and stuff yet. But you can follow me now at the precipice of all of this, and then see more to come. There you go. That's a little teaser for you there. And then of course me and the dog. Maybe I'll name it after him because he's cool. But yeah, so yeah, gotreads.com or Anna Pinto. I don't know. There's probably lots of Anna Pintos in the world, so good luck. I believe in
but your photo is you and your dog. So your profile photo is you and the dog.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go. Yeah. More friends the better. So even if I don't know you, if you're watching this and you find me, let's be friends. I love new friends. It's just, everyone's a friend I haven't met yet. So let's go.
I don't know. You might have been second guessing me when I just reached out to you and be like, hey, do you want to be on the show with me? And you're probably thinking, I know nothing about you or your show.
Right.
So
right. I know, but you were so passionate about it. How do you say no? I think that's my other favorite thing just about this community, about you, just your passion for it, the energy, and that it really is a community experience. It's about others too. This isn't some, hey, look at me and my adventure. It's really just about, we're all adventuring together. And I just think it's awesome. So why would I not do that? So thank you for reaching out, because you don't know me either. I could be some really strange person that you're like, I'm going to throw you on the show and hope nothing crazy happens.
You just gave me a whole new perspective to think about when I talk to people about being on the show. Be like, oh crap, how crazy is this person going to be?
I mean, you got to always factor that in.
Oh crap.
That's okay. We can work with that.
Yeah, I can make it work. I mean,
right?
I do put up with Mike and Lee and their shenanigans. They threw me under the bus twice for interviews with people I didn't know at the expo. So It was fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
You grew.
I grew very quickly. But no, thank you so much.
Awesome.
I appreciate you
you
immensely.
Yeah.
Arla's apparently enjoyed our shenanigans here too
Oh.
tonight. So everyone, thank you. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Anna, again, appreciate you, and we will talk again soon.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you.
Right,
bye, guys.
bye.
Bye.